It's revealed that South Africans need help either financially, emotionally or both due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A large number of South Africans are also stressed about their health and well-being. Let's unpack these findings now with Neil Roots. He's CEO of Debt Rescue. Neil, good morning. You commissioned this poll and tell us, what have you found? What's the state of South Africans' pockets and minds at this point?
Oh, good morning. Unfortunately, the situation is not looking good with consumers out there. And the reason why we commissioned this poll was basically just to find out the actual effects of this pandemic on consumers emotionally and financially. And what we found is a disturbing number of 85% of people said that they've been affected financially or emotionally by this pandemic, and that doesn't look good at all, especially in light of the fact that things are definitely not going to start becoming easy now and easier, because we know that we've seen interest rates cuts, but it's now at the bottom. From this point onwards, it's probably just going to go up. And the same with the petrol prices that already started to increase. And those prices that we've seen in the past filters through to the prices of other goods and services as well. And then also the fact that the credit providers are probably now going to start collecting their debt. That's something that didn't happen during this whole pandemic and lockdown. The credit providers have not really collected on their debt, and that's really going to start happening now. So there's the fact that 85% of people have been affected financially by this pandemic, and the fact that prices are now going to start going up and credit providers are going to start collecting their money. That's not good news for consumers at all.
So, Neil, how have people been coping, if that was part of the survey? How have they been making ends meet? It's been well over 100 days now that we've been in this situation. What have they been doing?
Yeah, a lot of people relied on the payment holidays that was given out by the banks. But that's just one of the problems, is that these payment holidays are now starting to run out. And a lot of the banks have decided not to extend further payment holidays and to rather start collecting money. So the way people have just survived is that what we've picked up is that people were just sitting at home holding on to their money. They weren't paying for anything. And that also created problems. We've seen people that just decided not to pay for their rent, or any services or insurance or all these kind of things. So this obviously has a very bad effect on those consumers, because a lot of these consumers have lost their insurance as a result of this. They're now involved in legal disputes with regards to their rent. So all these things just adds up to the frustration that people are feeling during these times. And it adds to the emotional distress that people are feeling during this time, not even to talk about the finances.
Yeah. Well, let's talk some solutions then, Neil. You've got the poll, you've got some of the answers and the findings. What's out there? Who can help them? Well, maybe just a little bit of relief, at least for now.
Well, South Africans are actually very lucky and fortunate in that regard, because we've got the National Credit Act that was implemented about 13 years ago, and it makes provision for a process called debt counselling. Now, debt counselling is a process in terms of which you pay less towards your credit providers on a monthly basis, so that you have enough money to pay for all your living expenses. Therefore, you can pay off your debt in an affordable manner without losing your assets. So it's a perfect solution for South Africans out there, and it's also the best kind of legislation, or the best legislation of its kind in the world. If you look at the fact that, especially if you look at the fact that South Africa is the only country in the world where you can place your home loan under debt review. So there's really help out there in that regard. With regards to people who lost all of their income, especially in the whole household, if both a husband and wife has lost their income, there's also solutions like voluntary sequestration and so on. But the reality is that people should reach out for help as soon as possible. They should not wait too long because the situation is just going to get worse for them.
All right, Neeraj, thanks very much. I suppose, not that it's any consolation, but three-quarters of the country in the same boat. We'll have to all fight our way and swim our way to safety from this one. From there, let's